Don't you know you're supposed to pick them up from your back seat?
I don't know. Exactly why he's home.
Yeah. No, that guy hit it. It was still alive, but his back legs were
Maybe if you were not on your phone, you wouldn't have been able to shoot it. Maybe you were
Okay, guys. And actually, before you can actually shoot it, though, I believe you have to call the police department to tell them you're shooting it. You can't just like.
No, the police
you can't
shot
just.
it.
I know, but if someone said, "Why didn't you just shoot it?"
Oh yeah, yeah, you have to call the
You
police.
should not just like pull out a gun and shoot it.
Hasta la vista.
Hey guys.
Well, we didn't eat it yet.
See you later.
Hey guys. Okay. So guys, we're switching this to degrees. It's currently in radians. So we want to switch to degrees. The way I remember again is I want to get that pi out of there. So I'm gonna multiply by 180 over pi. So the pi's will cancel. And so essentially all we're doing is we're multiplying -4 times 180 and dividing it by 3. So that's how we get a -240. And then we have to write degrees for that. Number 6, kind of a good sampling of questions here because this is the opposite. If we have -315 and we want to switch it to radians, we're going to multiply by pi over 180. So when I go to do this, I basically want to simplify the 315 over 180, so it might require you using your fractions on your calculator, or you can divide them each by 5. So if I divide by 5, so -63 pi over 180 divided by 5, is 36. Now those can both be divided by 9, I know. So this is a -7 pi over 4, which is, I had 3, so no wonder you had a question on that one. So, my mistake. All right, we're gonna go to number 8, I believe is next. So in number 8, so yeah, if you guys, number 6, my answer was wrong on there, so please don't, and I want you guys to ask questions because then you can find things like that I did wrong. But we have cosine of 11 pi over 6. Now, I don't know how comfortable you are with your radians. Did you guys switch it over to degrees? What'd you do? You left it as radians?
Well, like I just looked at that chart.
So yeah, if you just looked at the chart, 11 pi over 6 should be like over here, right? If you converted it over, it would tell you is 330 degrees, which makes this a 30-degree reference angle, or a pi over 6 degree reference angle. So then I need to label everything based off of this. This is down 1, this is the square root of 3, this is 2. So then cosine of 11 pi over 6 would be square root of 3 over 2. And it's positive because we're in the quadrant where sine or cosine is positive. All right, questions there? All right, so number 9, tangent of -7 pi over 4. So again, looking at our quadrant here, 7 pi over 4, we have to go negative. So this is pi. 7 pi over 4 is going to be over here. And pi over 4 is a 45-degree reference angle. So this is 1 over 1, square root of 2. So this will just be 1 over 1, just 1. Number 11 is on the back, which is kind of confusing. Sorry. So there's questions on 17 or 18, so I'll stay on the front.
Oh, I even noticed that.
No, that's okay. And it was more that, I don't remember why I did that. Oh, because I found these questions on a different worksheet and they were already numbered, so I wanted to just leave the numbers there. So, and I didn't want to have two numbers that were the same. Then I have to ask which one you want, and it's confusing. So, negative 4 pi over 3. So, this would be 3 over 3 pi. We're going 4 pi over 3, so we're up over here. So our reference angle in this case is 60 degrees. This is 1, but it's negative. It's square root of 3, and then this is 2. So this is square root of 3 over 2. Cosine of 3 pi over 2 is this situation. So we're on an axis, so this is 0, negative 1, or remember it goes cosine, sine. So cosine is just 0 in this case. All right, so flipping to the back side, number 11. So like in these drawings, they give you some information, but sometimes it's not super useful information. So they tell us this is 80. It's just like a different information than we're used to getting. So a couple different things you can do with that. So this is, if I count this is 270. This is 80 past 270. Or I could notice that this is 10 short of 360. So either way you look at it, you end up with 350 degrees. So what's that rotation all the way around to that blue line there? So if you subtracted 10 from 360, if you did 270 and 80, you end up with the same, you're at the same spot. So this next one goes backwards. So we already know it's going to be negative. So it goes backwards, but then it misses 360 and goes past that. Now they tell me this little section is pi over 3. And it's kind of up to you guys what you're comfortable with that. In this case, I think degrees make more sense. If you used it as radians, that's fine, but pi over 3 is 60 degrees. So that means this is 60. But again, notice we went 360 around, so again, that's negative 360. And then I went a little bit more. I went past that. And so that means this would be 30. So I go 30 more. So this is a negative 390 because I went past 360. Number 15 spins around a bunch of times here. So goes around once. So that's 360 already. Goes around again. That's another 360. And then it goes again around again part of the way. Whoops, not that far. So part of the way, like up over here. So we're looking at just this extra amount here. But they tell us this is 5 pi over 12. Like back to the axis. So it might be worth changing 5 pi over 12 back to degrees to figure out what that is. And I'm drawing my blank on. So that's 75 degrees. So it's 75 short of 180 here. Or I could think about this then as this is 15 degrees here. And this is 90. So it's 360, 360, 90, and then 15 more on top of that. So kind of just seeing where you're at in different quadrants and how far we went. And then finally, number 21. They give us 3/4 radians. Now to switch this over to degrees, again, they're taking the pi out of this. So there's no pi involved here. So 3/4 is 0.75 radians. 1 radian, we're going to talk about that. Or you did 1 radian on number 20. 1 radian is 57.3 degrees. What we're doing with this is we're taking 3/4 over 4. We're trying to change it back to degrees. So I'm going to multiply it by 180 over pi. So literally all I did in this case is I multiplied across the top, multiplied across the bottom. So 3 times 180, I get 540. And then I divide it by 4 pi. Now when you divide by 4 pi, you might have to put parentheses if you want to do it that way. And we get like 43 degrees. And again, that makes sense because a full pi is 3.14. This is 0.075. So this isn't even half of that. So we're only like in this first quadrant here. So I know those radians on the bottom were tough to understand. Those are hard for me to wrap my mind around. I really have to like think about it and kind of, I almost have to write out that 3.14 would be the same as 180 degrees, so I have to kind of visualize it. All right, so I will get you guys today's notes.